Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And would you take a look at this matchmaking right here, boys? So, today's video, we are talking about the match you see going on in the background. I guess it's not real live commentary video, but I am watching this as I am talking, so I can react to what's going on in the match in the background as it plays for you guys. But this is one of the matches I had when I was filming yesterday's video, the top 5, well, my top 5 guilty pleasure ships. And if this was like a one-off experience, I might, mention it in a stream or something or in Discord, but this is what I had happen a lot. Well, what I've had happen a lot in the past month or so, anytime I jump down to tier 6. Now, this is truly a higher than average when it comes to the pain meter here. If you're wondering why I'm even talking about this, if you would look at the top of the screen where the team lineups are displayed, there are 6 submarines in this game and 4 CV. So this is a double CV, triple sub game. Yeah. You can expect how this match goes, and you got to see a little bit of that in yesterday's video. Now, this is also kind of the worst case scenario because I am in the Graf Spee, a ship that has not really done well even before, submarines were a thing in the game. The Graf Spee was a pretty rough ship in most cases. Granted, we are in a tier 6 game, which normally would mean that the Graf Spee would be kind of on the higher side of things because it is a cruiser with battleship caliber guns, torpedoes, hydro, and a catapult fighter, all on a tier 6 ship. And look at that, before we are even 2 full minutes in the game, I'm already getting pinged from a submarine. Now, granted, from the range that this was initiated from, I doubt very seriously that his torpedoes were going to actually hit me, so that's why I didn't even really bother to do too much. And plus, if they are tracking me, they're going to bonk into one of those islands in the middle of the map. But this right here, guys, is... Ooh, good hit there on the Nuremberg. Is what is very common nowadays at tier 6. Maybe not this extreme, but double submarine games or triple submarine games with CVs are very much a thing at tier 6. And it is quite painful to play at tier 6 now. And I even mentioned this back in my West Virginia 44 video because I tried to play West Virginia for the background footage for that video, but I kept getting double and triple submarine games. Now, I never got something like this where it's triple sub, double CV, but even with just the double submarines, it's not fun at tier 6. Why? Tier 6 ships are slow, especially when talking about battleships, and these submarine torpedoes are still moving, of course, obviously at like 60, 70, 80 knots, depending upon what particular submarine you are playing. So when you're trying to deal with that in a battleship that's moving like, 20, 25 knots, by, of course, because tier 6 BBs are still mostly super dreadnoughts and very slow, it's not that great to deal with. Now, granted, the battleship's submarine torpedo homing range is 2 kilometers, so that is when they will stop homing on to those battleships, so you got a little bit more leeway there. But it's still not fun in other classes either. I mean, good God, the amount of pinging going on. Speak of the devil, and look at that right there. I got pinged. The second the ping hit my ship, I turned, and look again here. I turned my camera again, and the little hydrophone effect that's supposed to show where the submarine is at is gone. So here, I'm turning hard. I drop my speed for a second to kind of throw the torpedoes off and crank it back up to try and swing the ship around as fast as possible. And we managed to make one torp go into the carcass of whatever cruiser that was, and we still eat one. So again, another example of how you have to literally drop everything that you're doing to dodge these torpedoes. And that's without using damage con. Dump some torpedoes at that DD that, I don't know what he was doing, trying to bomb rush me, trying to run away from RU-69 or whatever. So, and obviously, too, when you are in a battleship, you're the one that's going to be getting pinged the most by these submarines, especially by these lower tier submarines, because, well, you're an easy target to ping. And here comes the CV now, because not only is dealing with one submarine on this flank enough, we have a CV, which is the Ark Royal, which is one of the better Tier 6 CVs because, well, the plane regen time is so fast that essentially it's not going to run out of planes. And look at that. Had to use my damage con to repair my rudder that got knocked out by the torpedo, and now I am vulnerable to this submarine's ping. So even though I already damage con and cleared the ping, look, the torpedoes are turning again to try and hit my graph speed. I'm hitting the brakes, playing with the throttle. Managed to get that one to go wide, but I still eat one on the nose. And now I am double pinged because, well, I had to slow down to try and avoid his other torpedoes. And now we have the double ping effect on our graph speed. And his torpedoes are going to reload well before my damage con comes off of cooldown, because of course they are. And that's what I'm trying to keep an eye out for right now. My Hydra's on cooldown. I did have some earlier warning for the other torpedoes because of that. I'm pinging the map to indicate that, hey, there's a submarine over here. I need some type of assistance. And look, here they come. Now, thankfully, since I did know where the submarine's at, I did get my stern toward him, so I can kind of finagle the maneuvering now. But even with doing that, double ping's still going on, and I still eat another torpedo. Pop damage repair party. I do keep in mind too, the Graf Spee is one of the few cruisers at Tier 6 that have a repair party. So that's why I'm able to eat all these torpedoes. And again, this is a cruiser with a higher than average HP too, because it's, well, it's the Graf Spee. It's basically, you know, baby's first battleship, if you will. So imagine dealing with this with a Tier 6 cruiser that doesn't have a heel, that doesn't have Hydro. The Graf Spee has an amazing level of utility when you look at its slide. You get Hydro, the torpedoes, you get the catapult plane. Most Tier 6 cruisers do not have that. And look, in front of me, here is two more submarines. Now, they're U-69. He's currently out of battery, but he's using his emergency battery consumable to stay submerged. Now I've got the Gallant that's charging at me now, too, because, well, Gallant, I mean, at least, you know, he's a surface ship. I can at least shoot at him. But yeah, imagine doing this in a normal Tier 6 cruiser. Or a Tier 6 DD where the homing stops at, like, you know, 0.7 kilometers. It's just frustrating. This is what newer players are going to have to grind through in order to advance their tech line any further. So, imagine being a newer player and getting triple submarine game, double CV games, two of the most frustrating ships in the game, ship classes in the game, and you got to deal with 5 of the things on each side. It's 10 of the ships in this match are CVs and submarines. And look, now I'm being pinged from 2 sides. U-69 on one side trying to dodge, I don't know what that is out there, like a Cashlot. Can't dodge his because he's got the double ping going. Eat all those. And now I've got the U-69's torpedoes coming in from the other side. So I get repair party going. I'm turning. Thankfully, the Nuremberg got him with his depth charges. And let's see. I don't remember if I dodged these or not. Yeah, okay. I do manage to dodge these because there they go. I mean, my damage card managed to come off a cooldown. And then look, here comes another ping. Thankfully, I managed to dodge sound there because game is game. But look, can we dodge sound 2 times in a row? Nope, there we go. Another ping. Thankfully, that torpedo, is already well on his way, and I'm not going to have to deal with that. But here comes yet another one, and he's just now getting into my ASW range. And by the way, that's a second ping on my ship now. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the carcass of the DD there in between me and the submarine, because my plan is to try and get his torpedoes to smack into that carcass. That way, you know, free meat shield. But the other favorite class comes into the fray here and sets a fire on my ship because I had to use my damage con to clear the previous pings. I get Luchen's Pity Hill there from spotting 3 ships. Unfortunately, the carcass does sink before the torpedoes get there, and well, the other fun and engaging class gets me there. Now, to be clear, I'm not hating on these players. It's not their fault that this is allowed. But, I mean, come on. Why are Tier 6 ships having to deal with this? Tier 6 ships that don't really have that much AA by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, find me an AA boat at Tier 6. There's like, what, 1 or 2, if that, really? I mean, maybe some of the new ladder cruisers that have been added in. Yeah, but not really. And then the submarines, 3 submarines per side. And keep in mind, that is 10 ships. 10 ships in the match that either side essentially can't really interact with that much. CVs typically stay in the back of the match. Submarines are typically underwater, and you can, slap forward and play battleship with them to try and drop depth charges on their head. That's a lot of surface ship action that's just gone. And this is tier 6, where a lot of that close in action could still be found. But now we're getting more and more matches like this. Again, this is not an isolated incident. This is the only time it's been that bad, where it's been double CV, triple submarine. In my experience, at least, I've heard horror stories that it's much worse. But I have been running into constant triple submarine games at tier 6. Granted, the lines have just been fully released as of a couple patches ago, so players are still figuring them out, playing them a lot at that tier. It might get better in the future, but I mean, really wargaming, allowing double CV, triple sub, that's I just feel so bad for a newer player that's trying to get into the game that has to go through that, because that is beyond infuriating. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that pain with you guys, see what you guys think about that. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for sitting through my suffering with me for this video. But yeah, share your 2 cents down below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel on our way to 50,000 subs. Not those types of subs, the good types of subs. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.